have a question for you. How many 18-year-olds do you think say to themselves, I can't wait to lead a really average life? And yet, for so many of them, that's exactly how it pans out. The really exciting plans give way to the mediocre. They get to middle age, turn around and think, what happened? Where did all that go to? So who or what stood in the way of their awesomeness? Well, Taylor Swift may well have given us a clue this morning on the radio, because while singing all about me, she may well have lit the path to reinvention for us all. Because in the middle of a pop tune sweeter than my breakfast Pop-Tarts, she also professed that you can't spell awesome without me. So let's start from the beginning. I know that I'm a handful, baby, I know I never look before I jump. And you're the kind of guy the ladies want, and there's a lot of cool chicks out there. But if we were talking about me, and not her, it might go something more like this. I'm the kind who always loses keys. I'm the kind who'll never earn big money. I don't recall the names of those I meet, and there's a lot of cool chicks out there. So I might also say that for many years, speaking in public was scary. And this morning, and basically all day, as my nerves built, I was reminded of that truth once more as it echoed through me. But I'm here now. So how? Well, now I'm the kind of person who pushes herself to meet a challenge. Now I'm the kind of person who faces her fears. And now I'm the kind of person who knows exactly how limiting and liberating phrases such as, I'm the kind of person who can really be. Because we replay these kind of descriptions to ourselves and others daily, almost unconsciously. We're not thinking about it. It's self-talk reinforcing self-image. It's that little internal voice that has such a hugely influential say on whether we hold ourselves back or push ourselves forward in life. Now, do you have that little voice in your head? And if right now you're sitting there going, have I got a little voice in my head? That's the one. And quite frankly, you're lucky if you have just the one. That's your self-talk, and it is key in defining your self-image. It shapes your choices and who you believe you are, and it will influence the path you take in life. Our self-image is not done and dusted at birth. That's where it begins, and it forms over time with every I'm the kind of person who belief that it's fed, and it collects like sediment in our subconscious. Left unchecked, that sediment will cloud or completely clog our self-belief. But you know, the good news is we can shake it up or shake it out of our system completely. Because by changing our self-talk, we can change our self-image. Growing up, young minds are filled with all the key impressions of the key influences in our life. So parents, carers, teachers, Peppa Pig, all the major ones. And what happens is we download all these beliefs. And as Peggy O'Mara, the parenting guru, said, the way we speak to our child becomes their inner voice. So if you tell someone enough times, you're lazy, so forgetful, not the clever one in the family, then they start believing it, living it, and before you know it, they have got themselves one big, fat, juicy, self-fulfilling prophecy. Our siblings, peers, our culture, media, social media, they all play a part in how our identity is formed. Because all these values, viewpoints, beliefs, truths, we absorb them into our identity and we take them on sometimes with no question, no pushback. But as Niche said, there is no truth, only interpretations. And it is how we interpret all these inputs that has us forming our expectations that we have of ourselves. From philosophy to wizardry, because J.K. Rowling said there is an expiry date for how long we can blame our parents for steering us in the wrong direction, because once we're old enough to take the wheel, the responsibility lies with us. That's when we have to become accountable for how we rework all these interpretations that we have heard and believe of ourselves. Because if we don't like something about ourselves, if we want something to be different, we have to look at all these beliefs, all these truths. Whose are they? Are they our truths? Maybe they are our interpretations of other people's ideas of us, maybe a misguided mishmash of the two. Either way, success, what we achieve in life, isn't so much a matter of life's chances, but more how we process all of life's voices, and we translate them to make better choices. So wherever we are in life right now, wherever we've come from, does not have to define us. The thoughts that got us to this point can change to propel us to a more optimistic future. Poor self-worth can stop us achieving. Poor self-confidence is far more inhibiting than poor self-competence because we put that glass ceiling up there. So how do we reinvent ourselves for success? Well, it starts with us. We have to take responsibility for the type of thoughts we have, the nature of our thinking. We need to consciously run our brain rather than let it run us, because we are not our thoughts. Whether we want to improve a modest ambition or take on a terrible addiction, change is possible. By changing our thought processes, we change the way we feel about ourselves. We modify our behaviors. We build different habits. And we can transform our outlooks and our outcomes. We can be different if we want to be. It's about choosing our best version of success, not anybody else's version. What does success mean to us? And it's not necessarily in financial terms. It could be wanting a better quality of relationships. It could be wanting a sense of fulfillment in our life, of happiness. But the point is, we consciously decide. We write our own script. We're the director and the star. Because if we have a strong belief in ourselves, if we can build our self-image, and providing we put the work in, great things are possible for ourselves. But if we allow that little voice to say, not for you, sunshine, we won't go for it. Where self-talk leads, self-image follows. And it's about talking up the positive outcomes to ourselves and for ourselves. Create a daily mantra that you say to yourself. I'm getting much better at remembering my keys, at remembering other people's names, at making better choices than Pop-Tarts for breakfast. I'm the kind of person who is strong, capable, confident, and worthy of great things. Self-talk. Fueling self-belief, fueling self-propulsion. And because you're the kind of person for whom anything is possible, you just have to believe it, want it, know that you're worthy of it, and back yourself every single day to get it. And to paraphrase a certain Ms. Swift, you have to promise that nobody is going to love you like you. Thank you.